thank you very much for the interview. Could you please tell us about your position? What do you do here, and what do you do on daily?
So my position is education and marketing coordinator. So I'm responsible for planning all the education programs for schools, for any sort of public events, special events, different activities that are happening here. I also do all the marketing for the museum. So I work a lot with the media, and then I'm responsible for all the website and social media content that we develop. So that's my main job, and then right now I'm serving as acting curator, as our curator is on a leave of absence. So that puts me in charge of everyday functions of the museum, ensuring staffing, budget, all of those sorts of things as well.
So about your education programs.
Yes.
Can you please tell us what are those and what you do here?
For schools, you mean? Yeah. So our school programs are geared towards the Ontario school curriculum. So we have usually a period of 6 to 8 weeks where we offer a specific program on a specific topic. So we're just gearing up right now for the start of our Holiday Traditions school program. That one looks at grade 2 curriculum, where students are learning about traditions and different cultures. So each session is a different subject. So we've got the holiday traditions right now. In the new year, we'll be offering a different program. In the spring, we have, for example, a traveling exhibit visiting that covers the story of the right for women to get the vote. And so we'll be doing a school program for that's geared towards grades 7 and 8. So it just changes throughout the school year.
Why do you think it's important for students to have these sessions and to get this knowledge?
One of the great things about learning in a museum is that it's experiential learning. So it's different than just learning by reading a book or learning something that the teacher is telling you about. So we have hands-on activities that we incorporate into our programs. So students that learn better by actually doing something will be reproducing something historic, or they'll be learning a skill, that sort of thing during the program.
What do you think is how this museum benefits our community?
I think the museum benefits the community by providing a lively place, a place that's interesting, where we can share culture, learn about each other, learn about our community's history, and provide really great experiences. It's a really, we have both the museum part of it and this amazing environment of this historic house. So I think it's a really special thing for the community to have this here.
And you also collect historical objects here, right? From all the area.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And can you please tell us a bit more about your program with a fire department?
Yeah. So we have we kind of have a dual mandate. We are a historic house museum, so a lot of our displays are in the historical room setting, but we are also the only museum that is collecting and displaying local history stories and artifacts. So as the more of our historic house is restored, it's becoming more challenging for us to display some of the local history. So this past year, we partnered with the local fire department. We had quite a few artifacts, and the community archives had a lot of historic photographs. So we developed a large-scale exhibit all about the history of firefighting. And instead of displaying that here, we are displaying that actually at Fire Station Number 1, which is the headquarters fire station at the corner of Betts and Station Street here in Belleville.
Wow, that's impressive. I wanted to ask you about your experience in Glanmore. When was the first time you visited this place?
Actually, the first time I visited it was after I was hired to work here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was hired, I'm from the Toronto area originally, and I had worked at several different community museums in South and Central Ontario, and I applied for this job. That was way back in 2000, so I've been here for 16 years. I knew about Glanmore because when I was in college studying museum studies, one of the other students in my class was from Belleville and was working here part-time. And so I did know about it, and I knew a bit about Belleville, and so I applied for the job. And my first day, I came into this wonderful environment.
And do you remember like first feeling that you got when you just walked in? Like, what was the emotion you felt?
It's certainly, out of the historic houses that I've been involved in, it's certainly the grandest of them. So when I first walked in, I remember going, wow. And it's even more beautiful now than it was then, because we've done a lot of interior restoration since then. But it was still pretty breathtaking when I first walked in.
Do you still have this feeling when you walk in through the door every day?
That's a great question. I love it. Yeah, I do. I do actually. I used to say I just recently moved, but the house I was living in before was about the same size as the master bedroom up here. And I used to say this makes up for my very humble surroundings at home. But yeah, I do. Every day I walk in and I think, wow. Yeah. So it's important to have, like, you know, if you don't have that appreciation, then maybe you shouldn't be there. But I do. I walk in and I go, this is amazing.
And what do you think is like the greatest part of your job?
One of the things I love is the opportunity to learn new things all the time. So, for example, I mentioned we're getting this exhibit about women suffragettes and gaining the right to vote. It's not really a topic I know a lot about, but I'm going to have to study up on it pretty quick before the exhibit arrives and learn more about it. And I love meeting people. I enjoy talking with people and hearing what they're interested in and that sort of thing. And
in October you received an award. Can you please tell us what exactly this award is? And
so the award we received was called the Peter Stokes Restoration Award. It came from the Ontario Architectural, the Architectural Conservancy of Ontario is their proper name. So it's a provincial award in recognition of our restoration of this historic building. It's named after Peter Stokes, who was a very famous Ontario architect who supported restoration of historic buildings instead of tearing them down. So it was a great honor to receive that. And it specifically was an award dealing with our restoration of the ceilings specifically through the main floor of the house, but we actually did that throughout the whole house. Just recognition of the innovation that came about through that project.